I'm going to take my alternator apart here so that I can make it look a little better when I go to reuse it. I'm actually going to swap to a more powerful version. So I don't need to use it for long. I just need to make it look a little better because it's covered in rust and oil and grease right now. Plus, I need to have a look at it and make sure it's working properly. It seems a little stiff to turn. So I've already impacted the nut off the front of the pulley. And I was a bit surprised to find that the pulley is actually two pieces here. Probably put those in some evapo-rust or some sort of rust remover. Maybe polish them with a wire wheel. Then I'm taking the fan off here. It's also very rusty. And then you're left with 6 screws on that side of the alternator. There's 3 shorter ones in the middle, and then 3 long ones on the outside. I've just noticed that they might not actually be Phillips-headed screws. The way you can tell the difference, because in a Japanese-made truck, sometimes they use Japanese Industrial Standard screws or JIS screws. And JIS screws look exactly like Phillips, but there's a dot in one corner of the screw head. It's just like when you see a posi-drive screw head has those lines in the corners, 4 of them. Well, a JIS screw has a single dot. And you may want to use a impact driver, either like a cordless one or even just a manual impact driver would be even better. Or if you have very good tight-fitting screwdrivers that are intended for use with JIS screws, then you can do it manually. Now you've missed some steps here because my kid came over and took over the phone for a bit, but I've taken off those screws and then I did lightly pry between the top cover there and the body of the alternator. I was quite gentle. I was a little bit worried about breaking something or scratching it, so I just gently pried on it. That opened up a gap pretty easily, but it didn't actually pull the cover all the way off. And I tried to pull at them just with my fingers, but they were still too firmly attached, so I resorted to plan B. I used that socket that sat on the bearing and then flipped it over. And then I used 2 hammers to kind of tap on the outside ears there at the same time. And just a couple of kind of not gentle hits, but not really very strong either. And it popped right off like that. You're left with the bearing on the shaft there. The bearing, I think it's actually an interference fit with the outer cover. So it probably, you should have expected it to come off with the cover if I didn't put that socket there. Mine didn't though. So I went and grabbed a flathead and a small pry bar. I could have just used a bearing puller too. I assumed that bearing was going to also be interference fit to the shaft, but once I pried them up with the pry bar there, I realized it wasn't actually that hard to get it off, and that probably the only thing that had been holding it on there was just some corrosion. So with the top cover oddly shaped triangular washer pulled out, I was trying to have a look to see what might be holding in the rotor from the center. Looks like I've got some free play, so I was wondering if maybe there's a bushing or something I might need to change once I get inside. It seems to rotate pretty easily, so I'm assuming the bearing must be fine. Next up, it was time to remove the rotor. I have no idea if this is the right method or not. I just noticed that there's a whole bunch of holes in the back side of the alternator, and so I fit that punch in between them and tapped through onto the metal part of the rotor, figuring that that probably wasn't going to break anything. The camera is shaking a little bit because it was attached to the table when I'm recording. It makes it look like I'm probably tapping harder than I really was. I was tapping often, but pretty gently. I spun the bearing to see if it was still good. It actually rotated reasonably well. And then I held it up next to the other bearing just to see if they were the same or not. And they're not. One is definitely larger than the other. There are screws holding the wires to the body of the alternator. And then I also push on the brushes here just to make sure that they're moving freely. So I took out the screws, and then I thought I would just demonstrate how well JIS screws hold onto a JIS screwdriver. If you use a Phillips, it's not going to do that. It's just going to fall right off. But on a JIS driver, it actually secures it very well. With the screws removed, there's one more fastener holding things together. From this side, it looks like a rivet, but then I realized you flip it over and there's a nut that you can undo, and then it just slides right out. I'm going to end this video here because at this point you've got the alternator completely disassembled. What comes next is a bunch of cleaning parts, checking the bearings, seeing how much of the brushes are left. Part 2 will follow when I show you how to refurbish it and then put it back together. Also, because there's a new theme song, I'm going to play it in full here right at the end.
I'm Courier, curious, my beats are furious. Smelling brake cleaner, but not getting delirious. I work on my truck, hoping to make it not suck. It'll always be slow, but at least it will go. You best not yuck my yum, cause I'm having such fun. This project is serious because new truck hideous. I'm Courier, curious, my wife is furious. I have a family of 3, but it barely suits me. Spending much money, she says it's not funny. Everything's new, watch out, if it happened to you, Courier.